Ford Motor Company has just opened up the ordering bank and the ordering guide for the new 2026 Ford Bronco. And in this video, we're going to be covering specifically the trim level that I think almost every single person should be buying. That is the Big Bend model. Now, a lot of this information is going to be dependent on the vehicles before it, the trim levels before it. And in this situation, that is going to be the base model. But today, what we're going to do is focus wholeheartedly on this Big Bend trim level because I think it's one of the best values that you can possibly get out there. Now, I realize that there's going to be a lot of different things we're going to cover in this video, and it took a lot of time to prepare for this video. So there's only two things that I ask of you. Number one is please like the video. That helps make sure this content gets to other people that need to see it. But the other thing is if you're thinking about maybe buying one of these, give us a call because we're offering invoice pricing right up front, no questions asked. All you got to do is mention this video and we'll be happy to get that vehicle ordered for you to invoice pricing. Or if you just want to find out exactly what the invoice pricing is, give us a call. We're happy to help you through that. The other thing is that I know there's a lot of dealerships across the United States that use our videos to help with their training process and their product knowledge. So I want to cover some things that might be a little bit nerdy, but that might be a good fit for you as well. First up, let's talk about the body codes. Body code is basically something that Ford gives every single vehicle, and it basically denotes whether it's a two-door or a four-door or a four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. It's basically a code that tells that very specific vehicle what are the bones of that vehicle look like. Now, the Big Bend is only going to have one body code available. That's going to be an E7B. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. If you do know what a body code is and you work for a Ford dealership, hopefully we're able to help you out with that. The other thing is there's a couple of different order codes. Some people call it a PEP code. These are different packages that Ford puts together that says, hey, I'm going to butt this option, and this option together, and we're going to put that as a package to hopefully save you money and also make it easier to build the vehicle with fewer orderable configurations. The PEP code for the Big Bend is going to be a 221A or a 222A equipment group. More on that in just a second. Now, I do want to cover that the Big Bend is built off of the base series. What do I mean by that? Well, it includes all base series standard equipment plus the things that I'm about to cover with you. Now, if you don't know what included on the base series, you can have two different options. Number one, you can go watch the previous video that we just posted on the base model that goes over that in extreme detail, or you can just pause the screen and see a glimpse or an overview of what that looks like right there on the screen. So now what do you get in addition to the base model for the Big Bend? Well, the first thing is you get privacy glass. So for the second row and the swing gate, you get automatically basically tinted windows from the factory in those back two windows or back three windows, whatever it is. The other thing that you're going to get standard equipment are 32-inch tall tires wrapped around a set of 17-inch wheels, whereas the previous base model actually had 16-inch wheels. So a pretty good upgrade for the wheels and the tires are concerned. You also get a leather-wrapped steering wheel for the very first time. And there's also a couple of things that I need to cover that might have been deleted that you need to know about. From 25 to 26, we did lose the leather gear shifter knob. That is now deleted for the 2026. So I just wanted to point that out to you. All of those things that I just listed as standard equipment is going to be standard equipment on the 221A equipment group. This is the base model or the base package of the Big Bend. Now, I've got some more options on the 222A. Well, let's cover that in just a second. But before we do that, I want to talk about the body configurations because whereas the base model, you did have the ability to go with a two-door or a four-door, the Big Bend is a four-door only. So there's no ability to get a Big Bend in a two-door. Just a fun fact for you. The other thing is there's only one engine choice available in the Big Bend, and that's going to be the 2.3-liter inline four-cylinder engine only. But it is nice that Ford is giving us the ability to go with either a 7-speed manual transmission or the 10-speed automatic. So now let's dive back into those PEP codes, the packages, if you will. If you step up to that mid package on the Big Bend, which is the 222A, what in the world do you get? Well, my favorite is going to be the intelligent access with push button start. Now, all Broncos have got push button start, but now with the 222A mid package, now you have the ability to unlock the vehicle by using and just simply putting your hand in the front doors or in the swing gate. When you do that and the key is on you, the truck automatically unlocks. That way you can get in and out of the vehicle. You never have to fumble and find your keys to unlock it, which is a fantastic feature if you're a lady or you have your keys buried down into a purse or a backpack or whatever it is. You don't have to dig those up anymore. In addition to that, the mid package also picks up ambient footwell lighting. That's nice. It kind of makes it look a little nicer at night in the vehicle. You also pick up connected navigation system. Every one of these Broncos has got the 12-inch infotainment system, but now you have connected navigation. In full disclosure, I use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto exclusively, so I probably would never use the connected navigation from Ford's end, but it is nice to have if you're constantly going to a place where you don't have any cell phone service. That connected navigation system could be very, very helpful in the future. You also pick up dual zone air conditioner. So what is that? Basically, the front driver and front passenger can actually choose exactly what their temperature needs to be. It's funny, as we're making this, I literally ran into this yesterday. I was riding with my wife in my Bronco, and she was freezing. I was burning up. And you know what? I set mine on low. She set hers on 80, and we were both happy. So it's nice to have that ability. Now, standard equipment, as I mentioned in the base model, the previous video, by the way, if you want to watch that video, you can click right there or link down in the description if you want to watch that video. But every single one of the Bronco 4 doors with an automatic transmission now comes with air conditioner vents in the backside of the center console. So that way your backseat passengers don't have to sweat it out or get frozen out. They have access to air conditioner coming out of those vents instead of where it used to be, was coming out of the floorboard. Now, if you do get a manual and or get a 2-door, that those vents are no longer there, you still have to deal with the air conditioner coming out of the floorboard, but it's just something that you need to know. But either way, you do get also a front row heated seats, which are really, really nice in every one of these Broncos. Especially if you're like me, I'm one of those crazy people, be 100 degrees outside and I have the air conditioner on blast and I have the heated seat on because it feels good on my back. But that's, anyways, let's keep moving. You also pick up the reverse sensors, the reverse parking sensors, so that when you put it in reverse, it can beep, 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 beep. That way you don't accidentally hit anything. You also pick up remote start. Now, keep in mind that is an automatic only option. Why in the world is that? Well, if you have a manual transmission and you leave it in first gear, if you remote start that thing, your car is going to lurch forward and hit the car in front of you. So you definitely don't want to do that. But it is nice to have that on the automatic transmission. You also pick up Ford Copilot 360, which is a little bit different than the standard equipment Ford Copilot 360 we got on the base model. But what does this version of the Copilot 360 include? Automatic high beams, blind spot information system. So there's sensors in the side of the vehicle. It's telling if there's somebody in your blind spot, but it also works as the cross traffic alert. So that way, if you're backing out of the parking lot and you have somebody crossing you, it will alert you and warn you, hey, dummy, you might not want to back up because you're about to get T-boned. In addition to that, the Ford Copilot 360 also comes with lane keeping system, which will help bounce you back into the lane if you kind of get drowsy and just kind of veer off the road. It hopefully will help bounce you back into that lane. You also get pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, as well as a federally mandated backup camera. Next up, there are some freestanding packages and options we really need to cover because this is different, very, very different than what we found on the base model. So the very first thing is there's 2 different off-road packages available for the Big Bend. The first one is the Black Diamond off-road package. Now, this particular system will pick up automatically your advanced transfer case, which if you didn't watch the previous video, that is basically the ability to have an all-wheel drive system on the road, whereas the 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low is not intended for street use. It's made for off-road. Let me back up. The 2 high is intended for street use, but the 4 high and 4 low are not intended for street use. Now you pick up a 4A for slippery situations. You can put it in 4A. That way the transfer case has got the clutches it needs to basically allow the slip to be able to have traction and torque on all 4 of the tires. So it's nice to have that ability. Another cool thing that comes with that Black Diamond package is going to be auxiliary switches with pre-run accessory wires. So that way, if you wanted to hook up a light bar up front, there's a really good chance there's wires already ran. Basically, you just tap into those pre-ran wires and it makes it so much easier to hook up the accessories. That's what I love about the Broncos. They really did a good job of making this like a grown folk Lego set, if you know what I mean. You can kind of put it all together and kind of make it your own. It's just really, really nice thing to have. The Black Diamond package also picks up powder-coated steel bumpers in the front and the rear, as well as full vehicle steel bash plates. It's really designed for off-roading. You also pick up LED fog lights and rock rails to help you basically keep from getting damaged when you're rock crawling in the Bronco. You also pick up rubberized flooring with washout capability, meaning that you can unhook these little drain plugs and then with low pressure water to basically just wash the mud out of the vehicle. I've used it many times in my Bronco and it's a fantastic feature. This package also comes with 17-inch black high gloss painted steelies. If you don't know what a steely is, it's basically steel wheels. But it looks good, and I think it's an inexpensive, like a rugged look. That's just my opinion. But you also pick up 32-inch all-terrain tires. This is the biggest tire we have seen yet in this series of videos, without getting the Sasquatch package, that is. In addition to that, you also pick up a beefed up gear ratio, a 4.46 final drive ratio. This is not nearly as aggressive as the 4.7 found in the Sasquatch package. The Black Diamond package is supposed to be kind of that middle ground between the Haas 1.0 and then the craziness that is the Sasquatch package. But if you are looking for the craziness that is the Sasquatch package, you can add that on top of the Black Diamond package. And you may not have picked up what I just said, but you have to add the Sasquatch package to the Black Diamond package. Or to say it another way, that to get the Sasquatch package in the Big Bend, you also are going to be required to get the Black Diamond package. So it's just, you can get the Black Diamond by itself, but if you want Sasquatch, you also have to get the Black Diamond package. You just need to know that. But the Sasquatch package in this situation comes with 17-inch matte black wheels. These are going to be aluminum wheels, not the Steelies. You also pick up that upgraded 4.7 final drive ratio that we talked about just a second ago, and you pick up locking axles in the front and the rear for crazy levels of traction when you really, really need it. You also pick up the high clearance suspension system and the high clearance fender flares, so that way you can clear the tires on this vehicle, which are actually beefed up. Ford advertises them as a 35-inch tire. And it is a 35-ish tire. it's a 315. Oh crap, I can't remember exactly what size it is, but it is just a hair shy of the 35-inch tire. Now, this suspension system is going to be that Haas 2.0 with the position sensitive Bilsteins. Now, once again, I want to cover this if you don't get this setup, it is purely just a black monotube shock absorber in the front and the rear. When you step up to the Sasquatch package, you get the position sensitive Bilsteins. That's why Ford calls it, or we call it, the Haas 2.0. There is a Haas 3.0 and a 4.0 that I'm going to cover in later videos, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss those videos. Now let's keep moving into a couple of the other packages that you have available to you on the Big Bend. One of my least favorite packages, please don't hate me, because it's kind of cool because it's retro, but I'm just not digging it, but it's the freewheeling package. This is the package that has body colored door handles. You have the freewheeling graphics, which actually are pretty kind of cool because they are a reflective material. If you've ever seen it at night, it looks really, really cool. It's just the multiple colors is just normally not my jam. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to go after the retro package, and there's a lot of people that love that stuff. To me, it's just not it. But a couple of other things that this package does come with. You do have an iconic silver painted front grille with the white Bronco lettering in it. And then lastly, you have some 17-inch black steel wheels. The next package I'm a massive fan of, and that is going to be the black appearance package. I'm going to call it the BAP, B-A-P. For short. But the black appearance package, and maybe it's just my age of being 40 years old, I love the black appearance package. I think it looks fantastic. But it comes with all of the things that you would need to make sure that this thing is kind of blacked out. So you have black molded in color, which, as I mentioned to you earlier, that's the hard unpainted plastic that's got the texture to it, but it comes with the black molded in color door handles, fender flares, and the grille mirror caps, as well as a couple of other things. But the black appearance package also comes with a package that is designed for a graphics package, automatically standard equipment. And depending on how you order the rest of the vehicle, it does come with a set of 17-inch black Steelies. A couple of other options you have available to you. You have a carbonized gray molded in color hardtop. Now, it does have an optional sound deadening headliner, but you have to add that to it in addition to that. Now, the other thing you need to know is there's also a dual top option. So that way, if you get whatever hardtop you get, you can actually get the soft top included in the cab of the vehicle in the cargo area. And so that is a really nice feature. If you're not sure if you want a soft top or a hard top, you can just get the dual top. So that is really, really cool. In addition to that, you also have a black painted hardtop, which does include sound deadening headliners. So I mentioned to you the molded in color top actually has the sound deadening headliner as an option. Well, with the black painted top, it actually comes as standard equipment. It's all one package. And keep in mind, this is an option on the freewheeling package, and it does require the black appearance package to get this particular hardtop. That's the reason that if you get the black appearance package, you're going to have a black painted roof, not the molded in color roof. So it's kind of a nice little upgrade to the black appearance package. Now, a couple of the less fun options and packages, you do have a Ford connectivity package, which is available as a one-time purchase because you automatically get 1 year included at no extra cost. And then you also have a 3-year Sirius satellite radio plan, which is basically a discounted plan because it comes standard with 3 months of trial, but you can option for the 3-year package, which gives you a discounted rate, if you will. Now, a couple of other cool options that I do like, you have the ability to go with a normal side step. You can go with the Raptor style running board, which actually can remove the running board and it's got a rock rail behind it. That's kind of nice. You even have the ability to go with the marine grade vinyl seats with the washout floor that I was talking about. Black onks or smoked truffle with black onks, that's what you're going to get. And it includes the carpet unless you get the black diamond package. Just a fun fact for you. Now let's talk about some pre-installed Ford accessories that are installed from Ford from the factory. Now, there are a ton of different choices here, and so we're not going to cover every one of them for time's sake, but here are some of the most notable ones. You do have the ability to go with a front bumper, the heavy-duty modular front bumper. The same bumper or a similar version of the bumper that you can find on the Bronco Raptor, you can now get in your Big Bend, depending on how you order the rest of the vehicle. You do have PPF as an option. Once again, not a big recommendation for me because it only covers a portion of the front end and you can see the line where that PPF is. I would probably rather spend a little bit more money and just have your local PPF shop add it to you. You also have a slide out tailgate, which is really, really nice for tailgating, camping, that kind of a thing. You have roof rails as an option, as well as storage bags for the front row top and the doors. And if you got the Black Diamond package, you can actually get a Black Diamond's graphics package. Or if you got the Sasquatch, there's a Sasquatch graphics package available to you as well. There's also quite a few different DIOs, stands for dealer installed options. These are options that are going to come factory from the vehicle, from the factory with it on the window sticker. But those parts are shipped separately and they're installed by your dealer, included in the cost of the window sticker automatically. The very first one is going to be the trailer tow package. Now, if you didn't watch our base model video, you might not have realized that every single one of these Broncos comes standard equipment with a trailer tow prep package. I cannot talk today, but they all come with a prep package. What does that mean? It has the wiring almost completely ran, so that way it's very easy to install the hitch as well as the last little bit of wiring in the vehicle. And my favorite DIO is going to be the tube doors. This is a fantastic feature. I love these things because obviously we live in Alabama, so we've got a lot of days that are got some great weather out there, and it is so nice to have those tube doors on as much as I possibly can. And the cool part is if you're financing the vehicle, when you order it as a DIO, it actually increases the cost of the vehicle, so that way the lender will recognize that as a higher MSRP vehicle, which makes it a little easier to get that financed versus if you just add it from the accessory shop after the fact. And with that said, do you think that the Big Bend is a good value? I think personally it is, but I want to hear from you down in the comments. And if you want to order one of these vehicles at invoice pricing, all you have to do is call the phone number right there on the screen. That'll get you connected to our partners at Town & Country Ford, and we'll be happy to get you that order placed at invoice pricing. Just make sure you mention this video to get that invoice pricing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss a single video. Peace.